Have you ever looked at a simple old penny and thought, this little coin could change my life? Well, today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1935 wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln wheat cent. At first glance, it's just a brown, ordinary-looking coin. But what if I told you that some of these tiny copper cents have sold for thousands of dollars, and in certain rare cases, even touched values that could make you a millionaire? Sounds unbelievable, right? Stick with me, because what you're about to discover could turn that jar of old pennies into a treasure chest. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909, introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Instead of the traditional Lady Liberty designs, the U.S. Mint decided to put a real person on the coin for the very first time, and who better than one of the most respected presidents in history? This bold move made the Lincoln cent an instant favorite among the public, and it remained in circulation for decades. Now, by 1935, the design had already been around for more than 25 years, but there's something very special about this year's penny. The obverse side of the coin features Lincoln's bust facing right, with the famous motto, "In God We Trust," above his head, "Liberty" to his left, and the date 1935 to the right. The reverse shows the iconic wheat ears on either side, framing the words, 1 cent, and United States of America, with the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum, at the top. Simple, elegant, and filled with symbolism. But here's where things get exciting. Not all 1935 wheat pennies are created equal. Depending on where they were minted, how they were struck, and the condition they've survived in, their values vary dramatically. Millions of them were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While most are worth just a few cents if worn, some rare varieties and high-grade survivors are worth thousands. And in some extraordinary cases, these coins have shattered expectations at auction. Let's start with the basics. A regular circulated 1935 penny from Philadelphia, no mint mark under the date, might fetch you around 25 cents to $1. Doesn't sound impressive yet, right? But here's the catch. Collectors don't just want any old penny. They want coins in the highest grades, with the sharpest details, the brightest luster, and, of course, the rarest mint errors. That's where the real money comes in. For example, a 1935 wheat penny graded MS67 red, that's mint state with a blazing original red color, has sold for over $14,000 at auction. And that's just one example. Imagine a coin that cost 1 cent to make turning into a 5-figure payday. But it gets even crazier when we talk about error coins. One of the most famous types of errors is the doubled die, where the design appears doubled due to a misalignment during striking. If you happen to find a 1935 penny with noticeable doubling on the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile, you could be holding a jackpot coin. Such errors are so rare that collectors will pay astronomical amounts for them. Then there are off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the blank wasn't perfectly aligned. Some 1935 off-center wheat pennies have brought in hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on how dramatic the error is. Even repunched mint marks, RPMs, where the Denver or San Francisco D or S was punched more than once, can add serious value. But here's what really gets collectors excited: pristine, untouched coins. You see, most 1935 wheat pennies went straight into circulation during the Great Depression, being spent and respent until they wore down. Finding one in brand new condition today is like discovering buried treasure. Imagine walking into a coin shop or sending one off for grading, only to discover that little copper coin in your hand is worth tens of thousands of dollars. That's the dream. Now, could a 1935 wheat penny really be worth millions? Believe it or not, yes. While no standard 1935 penny has officially sold for that much, certain rare varieties and unique error specimens have been estimated to reach such levels in private collections. Remember, coin values aren't just about metal content. They're about history, rarity, condition, and collector demand. In the world of numismatics, anything is possible. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a coin collector at an auction, battling it out with wealthy bidders from around the globe. The auctioneer calls out numbers: $5, $000, $10, $000, $20, $000. The bidding keeps climbing.
Why?
Because that single penny is a one-of-a-kind survivor, a piece of history no one else can own. That's the power of the 1935 wheat penny. And it's not just about money. Holding one of these coins in your hand is like holding a piece of the past, a time capsule from the mid-1930s. Think about it. 1935 was right in the middle of the Great Depression. Franklin D. Roosevelt was president, people were struggling, and a single penny had real buying power. A penny could buy a stick of gum, a handful of candy, or even a newspaper. Now, nearly a century later, that same penny could buy you a car, or even a house if it's the right one. So, what should you do if you think you have a 1935 wheat penny? First, check for a mint mark. No mint mark means it's from Philadelphia, D means Denver, and S means San Francisco. Then, look at its condition. Is it brown, red-brown, or full red? Is it heavily worn, or does it look fresh and shiny? Any signs of doubling or mint errors? These details make all the difference. If you suspect you've struck gold, or copper in this case, it's worth sending your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can skyrocket its value and give you a real chance to cash in. Collectors are always on the hunt for these hidden gems, and every year new discoveries are made. Someone finds a coin in an old jar, a shoebox, or tucked away in a relative's attic, only to realize it's worth more than they ever imagined. Who knows? The next life-changing penny could be sitting in your pocket right now. The story of the 1935 wheat penny isn't just about coins. It's about opportunity. It's about how something so small can hold such enormous value.